Hey everybody, it's Tiki Bunny hanging out on the patio of our wonderful Airbnb for the week. I just wanted to give a quick intro to this video that you're about to see. We're going to be going to an auction site, one of the largest in Japan, to look at a couple of vehicles for today. Unfortunately enough, I can't show pictures of these vehicles prior to the auction, but I did want to explain what's going to happen. We're going to go to the auction, and I'm very specifically looking at a handful of vehicles. So 2 for myself, a couple for our exporter crew to put into vehicle stock. Really what I wanted to search for was a Nissan Figaro. One of my goals to come out here was to find a Nissan Figaro with a cool color, and it just so happens that that one came up the day before we were going to go to the auction. So I was extraordinarily excited about seeing that. So that is ultimately my goal. There was also a Nissan POW that I wanted to take a look at and put a bid on just to see if it's something that we could land, because there is something very cool about being able to bid on your own car that you've inspected and bringing to America. So that's the goal of this video. Sit back, enjoy yourself, and let's see what we can do. All right, everybody, we are at the auction, and there's going to be a lot of cars out here. So it's a hot day, surprisingly enough. It's probably high 60s. So let's see what we can go find. Hopefully we can track down our Figaro pretty quick, because that auction's coming up in about an hour and a half. So here we go. Here is the Figaro. So we are going to be looking over all the various parts of this car just to see if this holds up to the hype. First of all, the repaint is gorgeous. It is definitely a quality work done, but there are a lot of scuffs and small things that are on this car that are definitely concerning. I mean, the seats are made of paper as far as I'm concerned. They tend to sun fade really easily, but this one also has some deep cuts in it. The dash is in okay shape. You can see that there's a lot of dirtiness, some chipping on the finish. The glove box latch is broken. 81,000 kilometers. The door cards are definitely chipped. They're worn. You know what? It's just not great inside. But it does have this cargo basket over here, which is a rare addition, because those cords tend to break in. It's got this turbo boost gauge right here, which is nice. But the concerning parts of this car that are not listed on the sheet is this right here. So this is a fairly common problem with Figaros, where this piece is a metal piece underneath the canvas, and unfortunately enough, yeah, it's a little crunchy. So this whole piece would need to be removed, have the canvas top taken off, and replaced. There is a camera in here too, which is great. And then right here, there is a corrosion hole. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video, but it looks like a little pita. So it kind of just traps water in there. And it does have aftermarket wheels on it. I mean, these are from a Move CAN bus, so it's got that kind of Volkswagen look, but this is a very OG look to the Figaro. Meanwhile, underneath, because we are going to go hardcore on this, Figaros, like all the Pike Factory cars, have a tendency to rot out. You can see there's a little chipping on the undercoat, but all told, the underside of this is really, really, really clean. But this is the kind of treatment here that you would get on a vehicle inspection, because this car is a 4C. This is supposed to be well above average. This is standard on the Figaro 2. We get the shrinking of the top. But here you go. You can actually see the sheet itself. So we're supposed to see a U2 dent on the hood, a U1 dent on the door, A2 scratches. We saw those, but it does not mention the corrosion at all. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. Over here we do see interior dirty with scratches, cuts in the seat, seat sinking, which you can see. That is your seat sinking. But I mean, for calling this a 4C, That's kind of a tough sell. This is more of a 3.5 C on the outside. I would almost call the interior a D because there's definitely work that needs to get done. So next up, we're gonna give this a start. See how it fires up. Fires up right away. AC is blowing cold. That's awesome. Got power windows. The door's got a nice thunk. The engine sounds okay. It's got the FN10 turbo. It definitely sounds like it needs a valve adjustment. It looks like the timing belt has been done at some point in time. Idles nicely. Fans turning off because the air conditioning's not doing anything. All things considered, the engine's not bad. It needs a little bit of work. Yeah, nothing of concern here. Compressor came on just fine. Let's see if we can see this U2 dent on the hood. So it looks like it's right here. It's very difficult to see with this paint. You can see this paint swirls, this marks, this dirt. Yeah, there's a little tiny fold right here. It's very difficult to see, but that's what it is. But that's our Nissan Figaro. It's good, but it's not great. And a 4C should be great, and this is good. So we're gonna put our lower bid on here and see if we get it. But now you kind of understand what these auction sheets look like and what an A2 kind of looks like. So instead of one big scratch, this is a lot of little ones that kind of add up to a higher thing. So there you go. Right, so here's traveling denim, the POW with the bunny sticker on the back. It's got caps missing, but you can see inside of this. It is gorgeous. Yeah, the same folks that did the previous POW that we had definitely did this too. It's got the original radio. It's got 81,000 kilometers. You can see on the sheet that it's got a couple of A1s, an A2 and a U1. AC doesn't work. Interior scratches and dirty. The main concern on these are actually the trim around the windshield. You can see the trim around the windshield is completely shot. There's really no scratches that I can see other than this little paint chip right here. But the major concern is actually this. You can see it. It's a little bit of bubbling. This is fairly endemic in POWs just because of this windshield trim. The windshield was probably replaced at one point in time poorly, and it just doesn't fit on. So unfortunately enough, this one is in a little bit rougher shape than they called it. This is a 4B, so this should be exceptional. This should be well above average, but all told, this is a little bit more of a 4C. But this is a really cool car. I might pull the bid on the Figaro and throw down for this, so we'll see. If anyone recognizes this, maybe it's because we were driving this way. But this is the intro to our AZ1 video. Our AZ1 drove right here to go to its forever home. So that's pretty cool. Then we're just up here looking at cars. There's a ton of stuff. Look at this K car with a camper on it. But right now we're gonna run over to a Subaru Sandbar to get in for stock, sweet JB23. But there is all kinds of stuff here to the moon. I can't even begin to tell you guys how big this place is. This is like if you went to Disney and you got the parking lot at peak hour on July 1st, but every single car in that lot was for sale. That's what we are dealing with right now. And let me tell you, the thing that I just cannot deal with is like how afraid of color we are in America, and just how happy all these cars are to have bright, fun colors on them. And don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of white and black cars, but like there's pinks, there's blues, there's oranges and greens. It's awesome. It's just awesome. For those of you who weren't in the live stream, we are bringing the JDM heat. Like, whoop, maybe a little too much for this old fair lady. Well, again, that's why you inspect these things. Yeah, it's a misfire.
And a big one because they cannot even.
Yeah, it's an RC. It looks great, except for a couple little rust boogers here. But like, again, this is why we inspect these things, because it looks awesome. And it started up great, but the second you try to rev it, it immediately craps out. But this is a looker. This is definitely an engine rebuild candidate, but wow, what a fire car. And we're just having a blast looking at all the cool, wacky stuff that's out here. Toyota Century, the Rolls Royce of Japan, the V12 engine, the interior that is just posh. 4C, 4B, and just look at the mirror finish on this. Everything about this car is handmade. Put together by hand, made by hand. When these are brand new, these are $130,000 cars plus. And this is just so cool. It just oozes luxury from 20 feet away. The thing rides like a pillow. It's amazing. Here's another one that's brand new legality with one of the rarest automotive design features in the reverse rake C-pillar. And like, you can see pictures of this, but like, it doesn't do it justice until you see it up close and you see how insanely wacky this is. Not to mention that it's got a canvas top on it. This one's 3.5B. I disagree with that, and I'll show you why. But like, this one's definitely not above average quality. I think this is average. I would call this a 3C. So the headlights are dirty. There's a lot of scuffs and dirt up here. There's some paint fade in here. There's some paint chips. Back here, we see a lot of peppering of just nasty crustiness all around. This one's been sitting a while, and you can see there's like dirt caked in here. This has been sitting in a field or somebody's backyard for a decade at this point to get this kind of stuff in here. So maybe with a clean, it'll do a little bit better. But all told, this might be worth it. Might be worth it. Might not be. Yeah, here you go. The Toyota Will V. Just a weird, really quirky car that is going to turn a lot of heads and break a lot of necks. And it technically has a back seat for your groceries. It has seat belts also for your groceries, because this car does not allow humans in the back seat. We got this car being inspected live. So right now he is checking the sheet, checking the steering, making sure the power steering pumps work. He's revving it, checking the doors, listening for sounds, checking for smells. He's going to give this car a complete and total once over, so that whoever is going to put in a bid on this car is going to make sure that this is exactly as it is indicated. So he'll probably test the top, make sure the top works. But yeah, these are the guys that when I'm not in Japan and you want to make sure that we are getting a car that is up to your standards, this is who does these things. They check everything. They are the pit crew of inspection and making sure that the car is in amazing shape. And if any demerits pop out that's not on the sheet, they're going to tell us right now. They'll also give an opinion on whether the car is fairly graded or whether it's not. So there you go. Here's the inspection process happening live. We got lucky. We found this this brand new Z that is open, so we get to play around with this. Is this push button? It's got it. Oh yeah, here we go. You ready? The gauges. Ooh. This is tight. If you've never seen one of these in the United States, I don't blame you, because they're rare as all hell. This has got 715,000 kilometers, or 715 kilometers on it. This is brand new, and it's got the gauge cluster in here. Wow. What a car. It's really cool that I just get to experience this, even for a minute. All right, so Nick and Mendy, they love themselves this area. This is what's called the White Corner. Lot 6. This whole lot is just full of clapped out cars that are ungraded. So we got sheets like this, which means no claim, ungraded. So all these things are purely buyer beware. But you might find a gem in here. Who knows? Maybe somebody just didn't think the car was worth it. But I doubt it. So I might be eating my words a little bit because we're looking this thing over, and despite the fact that we got a lot of sun fade on the roof, yellow fogs, headlights work, it runs, it's got nice mirrors. The interior's nice on this. It's automatic.
I don't like white corner.
You know what?
That's cool.
Oh, let's get the spoilerette. 12 valve.
No, it's actually very clean for what it is.
It's pretty clean. I mean, it needs the Teggy touch. No way around that. It needs a good detail. But all things told, I mean, for an automatic NAK van, you know, call it $3,000 shipped. This might be worth it. Worth a shot. Let's see what we can get it for. You guys don't quite understand how big a Unimog is. Like, look at this. Nick, you look like a toy compared to this thing.
It's actually pretty crazy.
That's awesome. So anyone wants a Unimog, woo! If you were on the live stream, you know where we're going. But this whole area over here is just banger after banger after banger, and we're gonna see a lot of cool stuff in here. Like, I walked through here earlier in the live stream, just checking out this R33 over here, this blue one, and I just ended up spending 20 minutes on the stream just showing all the cool cars. I mean, first of all, we got this NB, not bad. I'll zoom out. We took a look at this guy right here. The color is great. It's missing the rear wiper, but all things considered, it's gorgeous. It starts right up, it revs well, and this one's just great. But I mean, this is just the start. Yeah, just listen to this. Just enjoy this for a minute. Here's your audio zen for the day. So this is an R33 GTSM. So it's got the RB25 DET. So it's turbocharged. The interior is mint. But then we have R34 GT Turbo. But yep, this thing is delightful. And then we've got GT Turbo, Chaser Tourer V, RX-7, R34 with the Altia kit. So we'll just keep looking around on these things because we've already thrown in our bid on this. I'll put up on the screen right now whether we won it or not. Did we win it? All right, now you guys know, but I don't. I have no idea right now if we've won this or not because the auction's in 4 hours from now. So again, this Tourer V in pictures is gonna look awesome because first of all, it's a Tourer V, but then you get up close and you see this, which is Bondo because this. So again, I'm not sure if that mentions this on the sheet, but you gotta really be careful when you're doing this stuff because it says that the panel's replaced. Yeah, it says that's an S1. So I'm not quite sure. But we've got this Type S S2000, which is awesome. A couple of RX-8s. What? Is this legit? This is legit. You guys, this is a Tommy Kyra. Yeah, this is legit. It's got to be locked, right? Yeah, it's got to be locked. 4B, 29,000 kilometers. Yeah, this thing's gonna go huge. It's missing the front emblem, but wow. I mean, you guys told me you want Tommy Kyras. Here it is. This is it right here. Wow. But over here we've got a GT Turbo R34 with the Altia body kit. This big wang on the back. R32 Skyline, or R33 Skyline GTR. R34, probably a GTS. Yep. Got a 4-door R34, which looks great. And then this guy over here, if you know, you know. Little paint fade on there, but all things considered, there you go. GTS R30 looks gorgeous. Got a Wang delete on this guy. Look at this Tezzy, it's slammed to the ground. This is awesome. As I said just a minute ago, I think this one's too new. Yeah, it's got the Lexus front end. This is Rival 14, yep, 2002. But all things considered, this car is built. Unfortunately enough, it's locked. But don't worry, we got more stuff. Like here's another GT Turbo, R34 Skyline, black, looking great inside and out. Standard kit, looks fantastic. Got another Sylvia over here. Again, just black on black. Smoker's car, you can tell. But this one's pretty good. RC, 196K. This is a 2000, so it's just legal. We've got this MRS, which is just, it's got personality to it. BRZ, look at this yellow Miata over here. It's the yellow Roadster. This thing is real nice. Got the shift knob in there. Is it open? Yes. Look at this gorgeous piece of machinery in here. It's got the roll bars. Unos Roadster. Look at the dash, it's clean. Ooh, another 4-door Skyline. But yeah, you know what? I really don't like just doing a hey, look at all these cars videos, but at the same time, guys, oh my goodness, there's just so much cool stuff. Look at this Celica GT4. It's on the clap side, but it's definitely worth a look. We've got newer Altezas. Here's an import legal Alteza up here that's definitely been drift spec'd. Definitely seen some drifting accidents. It's got 167,000 kilometers on it, RC. Pretty much one of the worst grades you can see for a drift spec car because you know it's just been crashed. S14, that's also pretty chuffed. S15 Spec R, this one's gorgeous. Another RS30, looking great on Watanabe's. Manual transmission, red interior. Nice. For its age, that's amazing. And of course, like, look at this. So if you see this shape on a Silvia S15, you know this thing's convertible. And this color is awesome. Just awesome. Is it open? Oh my goodness, it's open. Wow. This is super clean and super cool. Definitely originally blue. Definitely seen some stuff, but at the same time, this is probably an RC, RB maybe? Let's take a look. Civic over here. 3.5C, not bad. They call that a Y2. Yeah, I agree with that. But man, this is just one little section of this amazing place. Look at this. Wow. Another 4-door Skyline. Oh, and look at this. If you guys know, you know. Look at this right here. We got a little rust on this guy, but that is, you know, because this is an Autech RS 260. This has
that's how you can tell.
That right there, the RB26DE double T. This is the exact same engine that is in the R34 Skyline GTR. It's manual transmission, it's 4-wheel drive. This is the ultimate wagon for you wagon fans, because I know there's a lot of you out there, and I'm right with you. And then over here, we have a 92 Sarah on decent wheels. But really, what you need to know is this. If you are unfamiliar with the super live sound inside of the Toyota Sarah, it is awesome. It is a purely analog system that sounds fantastic. Articles have been written on it. It's super cool. It's locked, unfortunately. All right, this is another Toyota Mark II. And from back here, it looks pretty normal. And then you open her up. You got this blissfully 80s interior. But then you go to the front and you get this straight up Bosozoku style, because why does your car not have a chandelier? And then you got the nose. Like, this thing is nuts. So if you want something Bosozoku, here it is. Or you can get this slammed, stanced Civic. Alright, we're back in the Tri. It was an awesome day out there. I am pretty sunburnt, all things considered. It was nuts because a week ago it was snowing and now it was kind of low 70s today. Sunny and nice. We looked at a ton of cars. We made some big plays for ourselves, for some customer cars. Might have to come back next week and start seeing some other stuff. But we rocked it out today. We went as hard as we possibly could. We got one more car that's coming up, that Skyline. Yeah, the blue one. Everyone watching at home knows what the outcome of this auction is. I don't yet. We've got another couple of hours on it, so
that's funny.
hopefully it's good. If it's not, oh well. It's exciting. It's not overwhelming. It's just enjoyable. So yeah, it was awesome to see the entirety of the process. You know, seeing these cars getting loaded on trucks, seeing, you know, how people are inspecting these cars, being able to see them ourselves and actually look at the grades and then realize whether or not these things are good, bad, you know, totally clapped or awesome. It was a lot of really cool insight to the whole thing. It was an awesome day. So would I come back here? Absolutely. Next week we're coming back here. So we'll see how it all works out, and on to the next thing. So on behalf of Tiki Bunny Imports,
Way before the farm
and
Bundy Imports,
we will catch you guys on the next one. Woo.